Welcome to our kitchen oasis. Today I'm going to show you how to make beautiful chocolate eclairs. First, you're going to make the choux pastry. In a cold saucepan, you add oil, water, and some butter. I left it in the room temperature for a while so that it melts quicker. Milk, and then you turn the heat medium to high heat and make sure everything's melted. Now it's boiling up a little bit like that, and then you stop the heat and add the flour in one go and mix. This mixing shouldn't take too long. Just make sure that all the flour is incorporated. At this stage, the texture is a bit lumpy, but that's okay. So now it's all mixed in. So you turn the heat back on, medium to high heat, and cook it further as you mix vigorously like this. This will dry the dough a little bit more and make the dough smoother. After cooking 30 to 40 seconds, you can stop the heat, and this is ready for the next step. Now you're going to add some eggs. The first egg in and mix. It is a little bit slippery and hard to incorporate, but it will come together. The first egg is all incorporated, so on to the second one. It is a good idea to put the egg in a small bowl first, so that if some shells get in, it is easier to remove from the bowl. The second one is incorporated onto the third egg. Up until third egg, you don't have to worry about the consistency. And this process could be done with the electric beater if you prefer. Now on to the fourth egg. Oops, a piece of shell got in. I told you it was a good idea to use the bowl. This fourth one, I beat it first and add a small amount at a time. It is crucial to check the consistency at this point, because if you add too much egg, the dough gets too runny, and you don't want that. So I'm being very careful, just tiny bit at a time, and mix. It's getting better now. This is the consistency you're after. The dough drops this way, leaves triangular shape like that. Now you pipe the choux pastry onto the lined baking tray. I use 1 centimeter round shaped nozzle, which is too small for eclairs. That's why I pipe like this, going up and down. So if you have a bigger nozzle, you don't have to go up and down. And as you can see, I drew some circles on the bottom of the baking paper as a guide. You wet your fingers and push down the pointy bits, otherwise the pointy bits get burnt. Spray water generously. This water prevents the choux from drying out too quickly, so that they will puff up before the outside is getting hard. Bake the pastry in the preheated oven at 190 degrees or 180 if unforced for 30 to 40 minutes until all the eclairs are golden brown and puffed up. Please do not open the oven door until they are completely baked, otherwise they will shrink. Next, you make custard. 2 eggs in a bowl. I don't like egg whites left, so I use whole eggs. And this tastes really yummy, better than egg yolk only recipe. Add sugar and mix well until slightly pale. Add cornstarch, plain flour, and mix well. I add small amount of rum or brandy after this. This will be cooked, so it won't be alcoholic. I recommend to use good quality brandy. It will make a big difference. Here's the brandy in and mix. Lukewarm milk is added as you mix. And mix well. You strain into a heavy-based saucepan to remove any lumps. This process is important to make sure the custard is smooth. Now you cook the mixture on medium heat and stir constantly using a heat-proof spatula. Once it starts to thicken, reduce the heat to low and stir vigorously. Even if it looks lumpy, keep stirring and it will be smooth. When it becomes thick and smooth like this, it is all cooked. While the custard is still hot, add butter to enrich the flavor. Stir it well. Custard is done. You put the custard on a shallow dish so that it cools down quickly. Cover with cling wrap like this, air out, so that a skin doesn't form on the surface. When it cools down, put it in the fridge. Now you whip up some cream. Whipping cream, vanilla extract and sweetened condensed milk in a bowl. Under the bowl, you put ice and water in a stable, flat-based dish or container to keep it cool while you whip. I use a cake tin. Whip it up until thick and smooth. You can use an electric beater, of course. You add the chilled custard in the whipped cream. As you can see, the custard is a lot firmer when it's chilled. Mix well. This custard cream is so beautiful and versatile. You can use it in a fruit tart, cream puffs, put generous amount on a toast, eat it as is, you name it. When it's nice and smooth, the custard cream is all done. Now ready to fill the eclair shells. First you make holes. 2 holes on each eclair shell. I'm using a special nozzle for injecting, but you can use a chopstick to pierce holes. Again, I'm using a special nozzle, but if you don't have one, you can use a small nozzle, or you can cut the end of the plastic piping bag very small, 3 to 4 millimeters, and use the tip like the nozzle. Insert the nozzle or tip of the piping bag into the hole and squeeze the bag to inject. Change the angle to fill evenly. You can feel the weight of the cream as you fill the shells. You can cut the shells lengthwise and spoon the cream if you don't want to pipe. Now you make the chocolate topping. Chopped chocolate in a heat-proof dish. You add butter. I kept both in room temperature so that they melt quicker. Microwave the mixture for 20 seconds at low power and stir it to check. If the chocolate is still solid, microwave another 10 seconds and check. Repeat until the mixture gets smooth. You use the back of a spoon to spread the chocolate mixture on the top of the eclairs. If you like the chocolate solid, put the eclairs in the fridge for 30 minutes or so. This is done. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.